125cc world champion, now chasing 500cc glory in pole position. Number 1 signifies Mick Doohan, number 65 Loris Capirossi, and number 5 Alberto Puig. Round 7 about to get underway here at Assen in Holland.
Lights go green and Norikabe on the second row of the grid, really creeping forward a lot from the start there, so he gets away well, but it's Alberto Puig who takes over at the front, and Puig from the outside of the front row will head into the hard box first, and it's him followed by Crivier and then Capirossi.
I think Mick Doohan just got in front of Norikabe as they tipped in, but Puig leads the way. Capirossi really means business, all over the rear wheel of Alex Crivier. Doohan happy at the moment in 4th place, but he's certainly flying at the front. Alberto Puig was winner of that Spanish Grand Prix de Jerez in front of his home crowd, having a great season, the Spaniard, and leads the way, but it's the very, very early stages here at Assen.
Yeah, and they all file through the Northern Loop for the first time. You see the American flag in the background as fans get excited to see the racing action getting underway. They head down towards the Strummen for the first time and look at the banks of fans as they go in there. Always some sort of action to be seen. Not so far on this lap as they make their way through comfortably down the Wienslag for the very first time. It's Puig from Crivier in second, then Capirossi in third, then it's Doohan, then Abe, and then it's Alex Barros, and just behind him was Shinichi Ito. Around the outside, here comes Loris Capirossi, and Capirossi goes through and up into second position, past Crivier.
Classic overtaking manoeuvre at Assen by Loris Capirossi, the 250cc winner here a couple of years ago. Having a good season in the 500cc class. Loris Capirossi now up into second place. Puig still leads the way at the bottom end of the circuit. They have to get this bit right for the long trek back to the start finish. This is where it starts, getting it right.
Yeah, the furthest point of the circuit. Of course, it used to be a road circuit here. Now it's all inside this purpose-built track, the Van Dren circuit. And it's Alberto Puig leading as they go through the very, very fast Hoogerheide corner. Another right kink here, almost flat out. And then it's into the left-hander of the Ram's Hook. And it's Capirossi, actually, who's taken over going through there. Loris Capirossi now leads the way from Alberto Puig.
In the chicane for the first time, Mick Doohan just getting through up into 3rd place past Alex Crivier, coming under pressure from Alex Crivier. But Puig certainly has been relegated to second by Loris Capirossi. The Italian on the Honda leads the way.
So it's Capirossi from Puig, then it's Doohan, Crivier, Norifumi Abe, and then Alex Barros is in 6th position. And that's the group sort of bunching and pulling away at the moment. Capirossi then leads us through into the Northern Loop. Crown surface of this Assen track creates real problems for the riders. They switch from one side to the other, and a couple of the back corners as well. It's a challenge for any motorcycle racer, and they all love coming to the Assen track, not only for the racetrack but for the atmosphere as well. And it's certainly starting to hot up with Alberto Puig coming under pressure now from Mick Doohan.
It certainly is as they come into the Strummen. But Loris Capirossi's done a good job at the front. Here comes Doohan, trying to ride around the outside. Seen so many famous pictures from that particular corner over the years. Doohan, the world champion, trying to get past Alberto Puig, the man that beat him in Spain, not able to do so. Crivier, there's Norikabe, number 17, just got a glimpse in the back there of Alex Barros.
Loris Capirossi then down towards the Steckenwald corner. That's a decent gap back to Puig. We know manoeuvres this time from the Spaniard, but Mick Doohan is looking very, very aggressive on the rear of Puig. Really tight to the back of him as Capirossi is trying to pull away. I'm not sure he will be able to. He's trying to just open up a gap at the moment.
See at the bottom end of the circuit, Mandeven, and then it's the long trek back towards the start finish. Capirossi leads the way. This is fast through here. 5th, 6th gear. Let's do it number 1. 5 is Alberto Puig.
In towards the Ram's Hook. Capirossi. Well, you can see Puig sort of pulls back, doesn't he, in that faster section of circuit. Then Capirossi pulls away once more, gets on the gas a little bit earlier. Here comes Crivier looking up the inside of Abe, who's in 4th position now.
Abe was braking hard into there, wasn't he? You see the front end of the Yamaha really dipping as he tipped it into the chicane, safely through. Doohan again, all over the rear wheel of Alberto Puig, not able to get through at the moment. So Capirossi still leads the way, but Doohan and Puig involved in a very tough battle for 2nd place.
This is a shot from the helicopter. Just look at the banks of fans here at the Assen circuit. It is a spectacular scene. Fans pack in here, well over 100,000 here. As we said, it is the biggest event on the Dutch sporting calendar. It's a whole weekend, and Friday evening here, always big as well. The night of Assen. And here comes Puig now. He's going to have a look up the inside of Loris Capirossi down at the Strubben.
He certainly did. Had a real look up at the inside there. Capirossi didn't want to let him through. Puig just has a very quick glance to see a big #1 in his face. There's Mick doing behind him, and then Alex Crivier, Abe and Barros at the back.
Crivier back in front of Abe. And Barros is right on the rear of Norifumi Abe as well. Again, Puig just taking a tighter line. Looking quicker than Capirossi. And Capirossi at the front just seems to have bunched things, doesn't it? No one's able to get through on him. No one's able to pull away at all. But you get the feeling that, I don't know, Puig or Doohan to have the pace to go through on Capirossi and maybe try and break them. But at the moment, Capirossi is riding hard and riding well. The Italian.
What he's done is made it more a 6-man battle than a 4-man battle, isn't it? Because the two ones at the back of the group, that's Norik Abe and Alex Barros, just closing a little bit. But Capirossi still leads the way. The former 125 and 250cc world champion leads away from Alberto Puig and Mick Doohan. Doohan, the current 500cc world champion, well on course, one would say, for retaining the title for the 2nd year in succession as they race through the start and finish.
Capirossi leading then from Puig as they go through the dog leg, and Puig comes under pressure from Doohan, but tight enough into turn 1. It's Crivier in 4th, Abe 5th, Barros in 6th place, and then a fair gap back to Shinichi Ito.
It's Honda's 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th, and Abe on the Yamaha, and Barros also on the Honda. So a good day for Honda, as it has been throughout the season so far. Puig's really sizing up Capirossi at the front now. Capirossi riding hard at the front, but it certainly has closed the bunch up. 6-man battle, not quite for the lead, but a 6-man battle right in contention. And Mick Doohan in particular also now closing up on Puig again at De Strubben. Tries to ride around the outside of him. Puig holds a very firm line round there, and Doohan doesn't really get any advantage as he comes out and accelerates away.
Yeah, he tries, doesn't he? Tries to just take that wider line to get the drive coming down the Vane slang. It's a straight that, although it doesn't look like it from this angle. They ride up to 6th gear and flat out going through those fast turns, and it really is so characteristic of this circuit. Then into the Steckenval corner, really banked in there as well, helps them through that corner. Should see some movers there later on in the race. We've already seen Capirossi hit the front. He actually took Puig, or was it Doohan, early on in the race in that corner. Now Capirossi down towards Mandevane. Then the right-hander of Duikersloot. 3rd gear, then they'll start cranking it up one more time.
Cranking it up he is. Loris Capirossi leads the Dutch TT here at Assen. Puig still in 2nd place, Mick Doohan 3rd. Through the ramshack, up towards the chicane. Is anybody brave enough on the brakes, or is it too early in the race to do anything like that? Doohan again sizes up Alberto Puig. Puig takes the inside line as they tip it right, then left, and then right again. 16 laps to go.
Certainly looks like Capirossi and Doohan are quicker than Puig in that section of track, but Puig looks strong in some of the tighter corners. Capirossi leads through one more time, Puig a tighter line into turn 1, and it is starting to bunch, both Puig and Doohan now looking like they're keen to get through on Capirossi, because you can see as well Abe and Barros are still involved in this group, so they'll soon want to hit the front. Capirossi's not making it easy at all, but now Doohan, oh, he had a look, didn't he, around the outside of Puig. That would have been highly irregular to be able to get through there on him.
They want to get past Capirossi, don't they? You can tell Puig, Doohan and Crivier desperate now to get past Loris Capirossi, because it really has bunched it up.
Yeah, Puig was really close that time to Capirossi, and here he comes up on the inside at the Strubben. Oh, and Capirossi forced to pick the bike up in the corner, and Alberto Puig hits the front. He's already won earlier on this season in the Spanish Grand Prix. He's going to take the fight to the rest here in Holland.
Yeah, Doohan also tried to get through on Capirossi, not quite able to do so. Puig has got his head down. As Gavin said, fresh from that success in Jerez. Full of confidence at the moment, riding as well as he ever has done in his career. And Alberto Puig, can he make it his second Grand Prix win of the season? 15.5 laps to go. A long, long way. Now Doohan surely is going to get past Capirossi as quickly as he can and could well bring Alex Crivier and even Norick Abe along with him.
But first of all, he has to make his way past Loris Capirossi, and there is Kevin Schwantz. Well, we don't really want to see him stood in pit lane.
You don't.
But he's decided that the motivation's not there, and surely if he thinks that, then it's the right thing for him to hang up his boots. But it's a sad day for motorcycling. Kevin Schwantz won't be out there anymore, giving us such thrills over the last few years. Here comes Doohan. Meantime, another rider who have given us some get the heart racing over the last few years. And now he goes into second position, Doohan, past Capirossi.
Yeah, classic overtaking, acid manoeuvre. Sometimes left for the last lap, isn't it? Up the inside on the chicane and the brakes, but he's worried that Alberto Puig is getting away at the front. So Doohan, chasing his 4th Grand Prix victory of the season, moves up into 2nd place now. And I would think that Alex Crivier will get past Capirossi as soon as he can, because he won't want his teammate in name only to get away, and certainly Alberto Puig, his countryman, to get through also. As you can see, Crivier all over the rear wheel now of Loris Capirossi and moves into 3rd.
Yeah, it was inevitable, wasn't it? He was seeing both Puig and Doohan pulling away. Crivier had to make the move, so he goes through and into 3rd position now. Can he have a say in the destiny of the trophy here at the TT in Assen? It's the 7th round of the World Championship, still all up for grabs. Someone has to make an indentation into Mick Doohan's charge to his 2nd World Championship. Could it be Alberto Puig? Could it be Alex Crivier? As we've seen, it's a big race, this one. An important psychological victory this could be.
Yeah, Alex Crivier chasing his 1st Grand Prix victory of the season. So we say Mick Doohan's won 3, Alberto Puig has won 1. And the man not figuring in this front part of the race at the moment, of course, is Daryl Beattie. Daryl Beattie has won 2 Grand Prix on the Suzuki this season, but not a threat to his fellow countryman's lead as it stands at the moment. Just breaking up a little bit, isn't it? Alberto Puig and Mick Doohan, then a bit of a gap. Crivier coming under a little bit of pressure, but there is Alex Crivier now actually closing on his teammate Mick Doohan. So Puig still leads the way. Doohan, Crivier. Doohan very good on the brakes here, as we saw a couple of laps ago when he got past Loris Capirossi. He's having to work hard to stay. Loris Capirossi now coming under pressure. I think it's from Alex Barros. Yeah, Barros, in fact, has got past Norick Abe now. So Barros is up into 5th place. Abe has been relegated to 6th.
So we've got 5 Hondas leading the way now. So Honda Pons of Alberto Puig taking the fight to the factory bikes of Mick Doohan and Alex Crivier, and he really is taking the fight to them, trying to stretch them out at the front. This could be interesting. What can Puig do to the factory men? Can he run away with this one? Because he certainly is trying to break them.
In formation, aren't they, as we often have seen this season, Mick Doohan and Alex Crivier. Those distinctive colours of the Repsol Hondas. This is a race at the moment for 2nd and 3rd place. And Capirossi really is bunched up behind him. Oh, Norick Abe had to sit up then. We just saw the Japanese rider out of the seat of the Yamaha. So to sit up as he closed right up on Alex Barros through the Struden. I wonder if Crivier is going to make a move on Mick Doohan, or is happy to be pulled along by him to catch Alberto Puig at the front. I would think he's quite content there at the moment. Barros trying all he knows to get past Loris Capirossi.
He likes it at this circuit, Alex Barros, the Brazilian. But so does Loris Capirossi, won here in 1993, as we said, on the 250cc machine. Now in 500s, he's making it work for him as well, down at the Duikersloot corner. Meanwhile, the race leader, Alberto Puig, goes into Hogerheide, and then he'll flick it left for the Rams hook. Crivier is putting pressure, isn't he, on Doohan? Right on the rear wheel of the Australian. Yeah, looking for his 2nd 500cc Grand Prix win. First win, of course, was back in 1992.
13 laps to go as they cross the line. Puig still leads the way. Doohan and Crevier in a good battle. Now we have Loris Capirossi. He's doing a good job at the moment in 4th place, because Barros and Abe, as try as they might, still cannot get past the Italian.
The Italian on the Polari Honda. Alex Barros on that Kanemoto machine. And just in behind them, it's Norifumi Abe, of course, on the Kenny Roberts team, Abe Yamaha. This is the battle for 4th position at the front. Still Alberto Puig leading the way. You can see Capirossi just glancing, taking a bit of the grass, kicking up some dust. Such a fabulous circuit, this one. Not like any other race circuit in the world, really.
Barros closes right up on him. It's closing up at the front as well. Certainly very close between Crevier and Doohan. So I think Crevier is quite happy to sit there at the moment, because Doohan and him slowly but surely are reducing Alberto Puig's lead at the front.
Well, Crevier
sounded him out then, didn't he, in the chicane?
Showed him the wheel, at least.
Yeah.
Into the double corner, this left-hander. Puig isn't escaping, is he? We thought at one point that he was going to be breaking away, but he's not able to pull away from the Australian at the moment. It really has closed up. You can see now from the helicopter. And there's not too much of a gap from Crevier back to Capirossi either.
No, Alberto Puig we thought was going to get away, as Gavin said, but not able to do so. Mick Doohan happy to sit there at the moment. He's done the hard work to get up there. And Alex Crevier chasing his first 500cc win of the season. Just one win last year for Alex Crevier, the former 125cc world champion. And Doohan, I say for the first time, just beginning to put a little bit of pressure now on Alberto Puig at the front. He wasn't close enough, but he definitely lined him up, didn't he, at the chicane? Just to let's see how it was.
He does look quicker in that section. He has done since the very early laps, Mick Doohan. Just in the tighter areas, Puig has looked that little bit stronger. But in that fast final run up to the chicane, looks sharp indeed.
Up now through the northern loop. Doohan good at Struben, the banked left-hander. Tends to try to go around the outside there, so we're coming up to it any moment now. Is he going to be close enough to have a go? We're going to find out any second now. No, I don't think he probably is quite close enough at the moment. But this is as close as Mick Doohan has been to the lead throughout this race, and we're not even at half distance.
Here they come down towards the Struben corner. The bank left-hander. Doohan runs it deep on the brakes and picks it up earlier. He's picked up a little bit of time in that corner, I would say. Down the vein slang one more time. Such a fabulous place to watch from. If you can get to the back of the paddock and just watch the bikes fire their way through there. Nowhere in the world is more spectacular. And that's why there's so many fans out the back.
This is a Steckenwald down towards the Bull. Doohan very close indeed.
That's Lucio Pedicini making his way out of the pits. Wonder if he had some kind of problem on board that Rock Yamaha.
Now down at Van der Ven. Doohan still not quite close enough, but he's done enough to get there. There'll be 11 laps to go. Well, there's 11 and a half laps to go. Doohan now getting closer and closer. He's good at the chicane, Mick Doohan. Will he make a move this time round?
Through the fast Ramshoek corner, Crivier's also looking to pounce too. Can Doohan do anything? I don't think so. Not this time. Puig is strong, just coming out there and into the chicane. But it's certainly bunching up, isn't it, between Puig, Doohan, and then Crevier.
Yeah, Mick Doohan piling on the pressure on Alberto Puig.
I reckon that it's got to be the Struben. It's got to be where he makes some kind of manoeuvre. Certainly looks quick coming through there. Either that or one of the fast corners and really surprise Alberto Puig.
Right on the rear rail of him now.
Yeah, Puig is looking good in this race, but Doohan looks quicker now. Doohan certainly all over the back now of the Spaniard, isn't he? He's the meat in a Spanish sandwich. But as things stand, not able to get through on Alberto Puig.
Round the right, and now the Struben approaches. I don't think Doohan's quite close enough. Closes right up, but no way through. And Crivier almost sneaks through on the inside there of Mick Doohan.
Yeah, that was Doohan running it that wider line to get the drive down the vane slang. Just went right across the nose, didn't he, of Crivier's bike. No problems this time. On another day, that could have been the end of the race for both of them.
Patient Mick Doohan, leading the World Championship, doesn't want to make any mistakes. Ideally placed as we come up to half distance. Alex Crivier behind him, Alberto Puig in front, and then quite a gap now as Loris Capirossi, Alex Barros and Noric Abe still fighting out for 4th place.
Very, very tight between these 3 Hondas at the front. Puig is having a really good race once more, like he did back in Jerez. But now the factory bikes are looking like they want their piece of the action at the front. Now Doohan is going to be able to try something going into the chicane. He went round to the outside, but Puig again very strong. Coming into that right left and then right down the home straight. Dogleg kink in the middle at the halfway point in the race. It's Puig from Doohan, then Crivier in 3rd. And it's Capirossi, Barros and Abe.
Yeah, Capirossi still hanging in there in 4th place.
Still not too far back. Still wouldn't count him out of a podium finish if something happens to one of these at the front.
Doohan looks in a real rush to get past now, doesn't he? I don't know if he wants to try and get away from Alex Crivier. I don't know if he's trying to pressure perhaps Alberto Puig at the front. But he really is over the rear, all over him now. Puig is doing an excellent job, as Gav said. Very confident and full of confidence after that win in Jerez. And this seems his better part of the circuit through here. It's the Strubin that Doohan closes up on him.
Of course, Alberto Puig was also on the podium last time out at Mugello in Italy. And it was Dal Beatty who was in 2nd position. Nothing of Beatty here this weekend. Meanwhile, Puig and Doohan still doing the business. Alex Crivier, is he just being... It just doesn't seem like he can do anything about Doohan. So I think Doohan probably has the edge on him, and there's a crasher further down the order. Can't quite see who that is.
Unaware of the drama behind them. The battle still rages at the front. 9.5 laps to go. Alberto Puig still leads the way from Mick Doohan. Again, Doohan closes up as they go through the fast right, then the left at the Ram's Hook, up towards the chicane. Doohan has lined up Alberto Puig here a couple of times. Will he do it again?
And again, round the outside this time goes Mick Doohan. But Puig has left the bike in there, and there was no way through for the Australian. That's brilliant from Puig. Doohan tried a very risky manoeuvre, and Puig was having none of it.
And all the time, every time Mick Doohan does that, Alex Crivier is ready there to pounce, isn't he? Any time perhaps Doohan to get pushed a little bit wide or just makes a mistake trying to overtake Alberto Puig, that's what happens.
And it's Bonhui, Bruno Bonhui, who's out of the race. He was the man we saw down, but he looks okay, managed to walk away. Back to the front, the sun's starting to come out now.
4 seasons of weather in one day at Assen. We've probably having the 2 cloudy. Now we're having the sunshine. It does appear that perhaps the rain, the hailstones and even snow is going to stay away, but you never know. Actually, some bright sunshine now here at Assen. Bright sunshine for Alberto Puig because he still leads away. He's doing a brilliant job, Puig, because Mick Doohan's riding hard as he can, but he can't get past him at the moment. Again round to Strubin, he closes right up on him.
He won't like that, will he, Doohan, what Puig did back at the Ram's Hook? A real affront to his authority.
Yeah, Doohan, no doubt, ran the fast left-hander, was lining himself up for the chicane, wasn't he, to be perfectly placed. But where he wanted to go, Puig put the Fortuna Honda, and that was it. You're not going there.
Great stuff from the Spaniard. Now, Doohan's going to have to work this one out. And Crivier is being dropped, isn't he? He is not able to maintain this pace at the front. You just wonder how long Puig can maintain it. And hopefully it can be to the end of the race.
I'll be interested to see if Mick Doohan will have another go. They're at the bottom of the end of the circuit now. This is where he starts to really pile on the pressure and the revs here on that 500cc Honda. Here he goes once again. Round the right, the Rumsup coming up, and here comes Doohan again, trying to manoeuvre himself.
Just trying to take the extra pace through those corners, isn't he? And here he comes. He has done. And Doohan's going to try and get through, but no! Puig sticks the Pons Honda back in front of Doohan. Great stuff this from Alberto Puig. They run down the home straight one more time. 8 laps remaining. Is he still going to lead? And Puig does. They go into the dogleg.
Great stuff by Puig. I thought Doohan had got him when they come out of the chicane when they were going into the first part of the dogleg, but somehow Puig ran wide, still got back across in front. And as I said before, Mick Doohan, this is brilliant, but he has some worry behind again as he keeps snapping away at Alberto Puig that Crivier might take advantage from behind him.
Yeah, any kind of mistake, Crivier will be there to pounce. But still, Puig leads, and look how close Doohan is now getting to the rear of that Fortuna Honda Pons.
You get the feeling of Mick Doohan, he's getting annoyed now. You just get the feeling that he says, come on, I want to get in the lead.
One more time, he goes wide around the strum, and that will be an outrageous manoeuvre to pull off. Down the Vainslang now, he should have the drive. You can see the front end of his NSR 500 being picked up, but no way through for him. Great stuff this. Alberto Puig, number 5, leads the way. And it's number 1, Mick Doohan, and number 6, Alex Crivier in 3rd spot. All to play for, 7.5 laps remaining.
And this is where Puig is far through here, isn't he? The Bull corner, Stackenval, down towards Manderven. Seems quickest when they start going back up towards the start and finish those fast 6-gear corners that Doohan closes right up on him. This is Manderven, the bottom end of the circuit. And now they start the long run back, and it's very, very fast through here. And Doohan seems quick through here, especially from the Ramsup, the very fast left-hander before the chicane.
Yeah, we've got the Huggerhider first of all. And this little fast right kink before they flick it onto the left-hand side of the bike. And really have to fight the machines as they flick it left in there. They come very, very heavy indeed, because the amount of forces playing on the other side of the bike means they really have to wrench it over, and once more in the chicane. But this time there was no attack from Mick Doohan. He's just doing the calculations one more time. Where is he going to be able to do it? Because Puig looks strong. And meanwhile, Crivier has come back into it, hasn't he?
He has. I think he realises that Alberto Puig has given Mick Doohan such a tough time. There's every chance if he can hang in there, he could still snatch a victory here. It was a right old battle in the last lap, couldn't he? And the chicane, we've seen it so many times at Assen. Absolutely anything could happen. Crivier's riding a canny old race in 3rd place at the moment.
Puig still keeps a tight line, not allowing Mick Doohan any room whatsoever. Closing the door at every single corner. It's a very good ride this by the Spaniard. Meanwhile, we go down to the Strummen, 6.5 laps remaining now. Still it's Puig from Doohan. Crivier's not out of this one, don't write him off either.
I've got to say, Puig rode quite brilliant in Jerez when he won the race, but I think this is the best I've ever seen him ride, because he's been battered by Mick Doohan from behind, and at the moment he's standing firm, isn't he?
Going to the Steckenval. So fast right, then it's into left-hander of the Bolt. Just see the landscape of Assen, a few canals here and there to wash the water away. This is the Netherlands, of course. It's all about the dikes and canals. Then it's into Hoggerhider now, out of Douglaslow, into the fast right of Hoggerhider. A little right kink. Then it's the Ramsup.
All right, let's see what Mick Doohan can do this time round. I think he's settled to
well, he's got
just bide his time a little bit this time.
I'm not sure at all. He was carrying the pace through the Ramsup, but again, Puig is so strong going into that chicane. There's no way through for the Australian, no way through for the world champion.
6 laps to go. What a cracking 500cc race here. 7th round of the championship. This is as good as we've seen this season. It's the Spaniard Alberto Puig chasing that 2nd Grand Prix win of the year, leading the way. Mick Doohan, the current world champion and the championship leader. 3 Grand Prix wins this season in 2nd place. And Alex Crivier seeking his first win of the season in 3rd place. It's going to be between these 3, surely.
And again, Doohan looking very racy on the back of Puig. And just look how long Puig was just leaving that before hitting the apex and then getting straight on the throttle. Again, Doohan a wider line through the stubborn. Has he got it all under control? Does he know exactly what he's doing, or is Alberto Puig just doing things he's unable to here at Assen? What do you think?
That's difficult to ascertain. I think the ascertain, yeah. I think he's having to ride very hard indeed, because I think he will be worried about Crivier being so close behind him. And if he could, he'd like to get away past Alberto Puig and perhaps pull away. But he's just not able to do that at the moment. He's closer this time, though.
Into the bolt, and it'll be towards the long double right-handers of Van der Veen and then Duikersloot. The tyres starting to move about a bit on the bikes. Again, the clouds have come over, but there's no rain in them. Looks okay.
Now, Doohan's as close this time as we've seen for some time. Okay, round the right-hand kink, now the left. Doohan very, very close indeed. Will he try and line up Alberto Puig so they start breaking for the chicane any moment now? He's ideally placed on the brakes to get up the inside, not close enough.
Tried a different line this time, didn't he?
He did.
Tried to take the inside line going into the chicane, but Puig already had it covered. And again, in that short run to the line, very little opportunity they would have to get past. There was Cito Pons just watching on from pit wall, and his rider's having a fabulous race here today.
5 to go. This world-famous Assen circuit, as good a duel as we've seen for a long, long time round here. Not too much overtaking, but tactical, tough. Some hard riding at the front from Alberto Puig. This surely will go all the way to the wire.
Well, let's hope so. It deserves to.
Yeah, it does.
And he deserves something out of this, Alberto Puig, as well.
Mick Doohan with all the work to do once again. This is where he tends to lose out, this part of the circuit. Closes up to Struben, where he takes a wider line, then pulls across. Here he comes. And then through the Veenslang and down towards Van der Veen. If anything, Puig has pulled away in the pass. It's when they come back up towards the start and finish that Doohan closes right up. Doohan, I'd say, is probably a little bit closer than he's been on previous laps through here.
All the time, Alex Crivier hasn't let these two go, but he's not been able to do anything either, has he? Hasn't been able to pressure Doohan at all. Again, Doohan takes a wider line into the corner, gets the drive coming out. Maybe that's a tactic. Just thought about it, didn't he? Heading down towards Van der Veen.
And he's starting to put his front wheel alongside Alberto Puig, any opportunity now to really try and let him know that he's there, and really trying to rough him up a little bit.
He'll be trying to carry as much pace as he can here as well. They head down through the Hogger now into the Ram's Hook. Can Doohan find a way through this time? And this time he's alongside one more time. He's going to get the inside line. No! Puig is riding so hard, so strong at the front.
2 or 3 times Mick Doohan's tried it there, getting into the chicane, and each time he's been repelled, hasn't he, by Alberto Puig.
Yeah, he's rebuffing every single move Puig from Doohan. Crivier closes up once more on the rear of his teammate. 2 Spaniards and an Australian fighting it out in the Dutch TT, 4 laps to go. Who will run out victorious? Couldn't even pick a winner from this point. Look again, Doohan, how close he gets to the rear of Puig. But it really is a lottery who's going to win this one.
Through the northern loop.
You'd say Alberto Puig, wouldn't you, the way he's ridden today. But you can never count out Mick Doohan, can you?
You'd say Mick Doohan for his experience and the way he's been riding this season. You'd say Alex Crivier has ridden a very, very good race in 3rd place, just waiting for a mistake from either of them. Neither of them have made a mistake yet, but when it comes to the last lap and the checkered flag inside, a mistake could come along, couldn't it?
Maybe Crivier hasn't had to battle so much.
No.
Just saved a bit on the tyres. Maybe he has something in reserve. Or will be decided in 3.5 laps time. Just about 20 kilometres remaining in this race. You say it like that, it seems like nothing, doesn't it?
It's like a blink to these riders, but it's quite a distance. And again, Doohan closes up on Alberto Puig. Lines him up once again. just doesn't seem to be able to get quite close enough through this section. Down towards Manderven, bottom end of the circuit is when they start coming back up towards the start and finish through the Ramshoek. And you feel he's going to try it at the chicane, but he's tried 3 or 4 times and has not been able to get through.
I think it has to be one of the fast sections. Here they go to the Hogerheide, and I think it has to be carrying the speed out through here and then into this left-hander. Quick right flick and then into here. I think Doohan has to run it as much pace as he can through here to then be able to take push. Now you can see this time takes an inside line. Can Doohan take over the front this time? He is able to get through, and Mick Doohan hits the front.
Brilliant riding by Doohan. Alberto Puig almost gets up alongside him, but I tell you what, Doohan will not give up the lead that easily. Fabulous stuff. For the last 3 or 4 laps, he's been trying to get up the inside of Alberto Puig at the chicane. That time he changed his tactics, got round the outside, and really closed any space up, didn't he, that Puig could get him back. Doohan leads the way.
He'll have been gritting his teeth, clinging on with his fingernails on the brakes going into that chicane. But he did it, and now he's just got to hold Puig and Crivier off for the final 2.5 laps, which won't be easy in itself.
Doohan's got his head down now of Alberto Puig and perhaps Alex Crivier also. Have they got the pace to stay with him? Doohan would try to break them, Doohan would try to get away. So Puig has done all the hard work at the front. He's now got to be the chaser, he's now got to be the pursuer. Can he do it? Crivier knows as well, doesn't he, that Doohan would try to get away. So Crivier, you would imagine, will try and get past Alberto Puig. He's just got the lone figure there of Loris Capirossi, who's doing a brilliant job in 4th place.
Yeah, just about 5 seconds back. He's not going to be in a chart with a podium unless something dramatic happens at the front. Puig again takes a tighter line, and now he's under pressure from Alex Crivier. Might be a bridge too far to go through on Doohan. Remains to be seen. They head down towards the DeBult left-hander. Doohan from Puig and Crivier. Is this going to be how things will end in the Dutch TT? I don't think so. There's got to be one more big manoeuvre still to come in this race.
Yeah, Puig surely will try to get the chicane, but he's got to get really, really close to do exactly that.
Yeah, we've seen Doohan ride attacking. Now can he ride defensively? Can he repel the attacks of Alberto Puig? Look at the different line there from Puig. On the inside he goes.
Alberto Puig through Ramshoek, up towards the chicane, not quite close enough this time round. In turn, he's coming under pressure from Alex Crivier, but Crivier will have to come from a long, long way back to get past him. And Doohan has just opened up a little bit of an advantage as they go over the line. 2 laps to go here in the Assen sunshine.
Yeah, that move didn't work, did it, for Puig? Tried something different, tried to take a tighter line going in towards the Ramshoek. It didn't pay off for him, and Doohan actually pulled on him.
So Doohan, is he on course for his 4th Grand Prix victory of the season as he seeks to retain that 500cc world title? What has Alberto Puig got left in the locker? And can Alex Crivier get past Alberto Puig and perhaps put a little bit of pressure on his teammate at the front?
One and a half laps remaining. This legendary circuit is throwing up a legendary race between Mick Doohan and 2 Spaniards, Alberto Puig and Alex Crivier. And there is Crivier in 3rd. He's not lost touch in this race, but he hasn't done much either. Hasn't been able to overtake Doohan. Hasn't been able to overtake Alberto Puig just yet, but has he got anything left in the tank? Has Puig got anything left to be able to attack Doohan? They've got some back markers coming up as well. Will that throw a spanner in the works?
Well, this could be an opportunity for Alberto Puig. Doohan very, very fast through the back markers, but the man behind always has the advantage to see exactly what is happening. This back marker, particular back marker that gets out of the way, they're all safely through. Down towards Manderven. 1.5 laps to go. Bright sunshine here at Assen. Can anybody stop Mick Doohan? It's going to be very, very tough indeed to prevent him winning that 4th Grand Prix of this season.
Yeah, just look at the pace he has coming out of the Docus Loop corner into Hogerheide. Okay, what can Puig do this time? He tried a tighter line on the last lap. Is he able to do anything as they head down towards the chicane? No, he's got to worry more about Alex Crivier. Crivier trying to do something going into the chicane.
Well, he's trying to do a Mick Doohan, isn't he, from 2 laps ago, but it didn't work.
And Puig, in turn, because he has to think about Crivier, is losing touch on Mick Doohan as they go into the final lap now. Doohan from Puig and Crivier. and into the hard box for the final time.
I think you get the feeling Doohan's going to win it, but it's the battle for second place that could be very close indeed. And again, they're coming up amongst the back markers.
Doohan's pushing in every single corner now. No way for Puig to close in on any single part of the track.
Doohan's through, Puig is through, and I would think Crivier through also on the back marker. Yeah,
that's Andrew Stroud, the Kiwi. It's the Australian Mick Doohan, who looks on course to win the Dutch TT here at the Van Drent circuit in Assen. Can Alberto Puig conjure up anything?
You know, conjure up something very, very special now, Alberto Puig. Brilliant ride by the Spaniard, led for so long. Alex Crivier just not quite close enough to try and take over second place, but he's closing all the time. Now here they come, absolutely side by side, and Alex Crivier goes through to second place and closes up on Mick Doohan.
And he pushed it so hard into Steckenveld using the banking. We thought he was almost going to be able to go through on Doohan as well. What an amazing manoeuvre that was from Alex Crivier. Can he do anything? Can he challenge Doohan at the front? Disappointment for Puig if he doesn't manage to take second or first place. And that looks like it might be a long shot now.
Half a lap to go. Doohan leads. His teammate Crivier now into second place. Alberto Puig through. There is in third place. Up to the ram shot for the last time. I don't think Crivier, despite a do-or-die effort at the chicane, is going to be quite close enough.
Oh, here he is. He's closing all the time. Crivier's trying to run it deep on the brakes, but Doohan's going to be strong enough, it looks like. And the Australian will take victory in the Dutch TT.
Mick Doohan wins here at Assen. In second place, Alex Crivier. In third place, the man that led for so long, Alberto Puig.
And in fourth place, Loris Capirossi. Fifth, Alex Barros. Sixth, Norifumi Abe. Seventh was Luca Cadalora. But the day belongs to Doohan. Fourth victory of the season for the Australian. And he looks set to be on course to claim that world title for a second time. Holds aloft the Australian flag, and he's deserved that one today, hasn't he?
Certainly has. Shakes hands with his teammate Alex Crivier. Alberto Puig looks across, and he's going to shake hands with both of them. Terrific ride by Alberto Puig. Glad he finished on the podium. He deserved a podium finish after leading the way for so long, but he still remains the king of Grand Prix motorcycle racing. Mick Doohan, well on course to retain that world title after victory number 4 of the season here at Assen in Holland.
This was the move that did it. Through the rams hook, carrying that extra pace coming out of the left-hander. Look at Puig really fighting hard to stay on that inside line. Just when he wants to throw the bike into the corner, there is Mick Doohan. You know, if he'd have made that stick one more time, who knows if Puig could have gone on and taken his second Grand Prix victory. Crivier, that's his fourth podium of the year. But it's a fourth victory of the year for his teammate Doohan. He looks absolutely delighted with it. Involved in an epic battle with Alberto Puig. A fabulous race. There is Alberto Puig. Did superbly, didn't he?
He did.
He really mustn't take anything away from him.
He could not have given any more than he did, Alberto Puig. Hard-earned third place for the Spaniard.
Yeah, with Cito Pons along.